Wow. Wow. Crazy week. I guess we could talk about yesterday too with Shohei Ohtani. But yeah, let's talk about UFC Vancouver first. First of all, I want to talk. Melissa Croden looked awesome. I remember seeing her. I called one of her fights about 6 years ago. I think it was like her second or third fight up in Canada at Z Promotions Fight Night. I knew that girl has a high ceiling the first time I saw her. She was awesome. Lots to add to the women's divisions there. What else? Oh, Kyle Nelson against Matt Frivola. So that was a fight that I liked watching. I really liked dissecting that one. I thought, well, Kyle's got a great coach. I like Crew Allen. He's a great dude. He does. I'm watching the end of Tennessee and Alabama here. Now, what he does such a great job with, Kyle Nelson, is, or what he did tonight, was keeping Matt Frivola extended. Now, it's easy to say that in grappling situations, but he was able to do it everywhere, both against the cage, on the ground, as well as standing in the striking. He was able to keep him at range, and that's what won him the fight. Great discipline to be able to follow that one. Now, what else happened? Oh, let's go straight to the main event. Reiner to Ritter, Brendan Allen. Now, I was really surprised at, what everyone saw. First of all, I was watching it on mute because it was Irish USC, huge game, big Irish fan, as y'all could see. Go Irish, huge win. Now, one thing that, so I'm watching the fight, and Rainer's doing his thing. I said earlier on, he's got that quote-unquote ligament strength, whatever. I don't know what that means, but it's just really when lanky dudes are strong, we always just came down with. So he was doing a great job early on up in the second round. Now, that's a tough way to make your money, especially if you're not in shape. I wasn't so convinced. I thought he got hurt. That his corner threw the towel, but on top of that, I saw him going after his shoulder or something. And there was a lot of situations where he was trying to chew clock. What do I mean by that? So when he was when he was in the guard on the ground, he was just really hanging on, trying to tick the clock down. And I thought he was hurt. I didn't really take it as he was gassing, trying to get through. But apparently the consensus is, from what I've seen on X, is he gassed. Like I said, I saw him reach for his shoulder once. It says he gassed. If that's the case, that's really not a good look. This dude all he had to do was win this fight, split decision or not, and he would have got a title fight. I think he's out now. I think that Anthony Hernandez is the man to challenge for the middleweight title going forward at this point. I'm sure we're going to discuss that on Dean Thomas's Fight Court. For those of you who don't know, I run a podcast with UFC's Dean Thomas. We release it on Monday mornings. We are your Monday morning source for MMA, and we'll record tomorrow. Looking forward to breaking down that with him. I was texting him a little bit about before. Brendan Allen, always tough, always game. Now, he stayed in. Of course, like I said, it's a tough way to make your money, especially against somebody like Brendan Allen, who's going to fight you for 25 minutes. And he did that, and then he saw his opening, and then just wait on him. He just did what he had to do. It's not like he did anything very devastating. He just stayed in there with the grappling exchanges, the wrestling exchanges, and just made the fatigue fighter just weather. Good for Brendan Allen. Do I think that he gets put in the title contention? No. I think that he's going to be probably challenging. There's a lot of people now. Who's the guy from Fight Nerds? I can't think of his name. He's probably going to fight him next. That's what I think is going to happen. Crap, that's really bothering me. I can't think of his name. Where's my phone at? I'll look at it later. It's funny. In MMA, right away, whenever someone pulls a big upset, 4th and goal. Oh, this game's over. So whenever someone pulls a big upset against somebody who's ranked ahead of them right away, they're in title contention. I think that people got to think of that like this. Let's say you're ranked 9th and you beat the guy who's ranked, okay. Let's say you're ranked outside of the top 10, but you're in the top 15. Let's say 11, and let's say you beat number 5, number 4. And especially in a case like this, or it's a decision. I mean, if you knock them out, there has been times, but usually think about it like this. If you're a baseball fan, if there is a team if a team is 4 games behind the team that they just beat. They just swept them in a series. They're still one game behind them. Like, they're still going to be ranked behind them. That goes for fighting as well, for the most part. But of course, if there's a big following behind them and it's like a number one contender, things change. It's not an exact science. It's more like college football rankings. It's the same thing. So let's get into the good stuff. First of all, LSU loses to Vanderbilt. Brian Kelly at LSU is now 5-10 against ranked opponents. Even when Brian Kelly came to Notre Dame, he the way he left Cincinnati too, he just always jumped ship. It's just that he did the same thing at Notre Dame. Actually, it turned out to be better. I never thought he was going to be the guy at Notre Dame to get them over the hump. Marcus Freeman is a much better coach, and he's clearly showing that now. In his last couple of seasons, he's grown a lot. Coaches have to grow too, and he's grown a lot. But we'll get into Marcus Freeman in a minute. Let's talk about Brian Kelly right now. Brian Kelly has shown that he's not really he hasn't really grown himself since he's been at LSU. The SEC's been tough on him, and SEC's kind of getting taken over by the Big Ten now, especially with Indiana. Holy crap, that's going to be some conference championship game if things go the way we think. Indiana versus Ohio State, but Ohio State's still the Don. Now, he's shown, Brian Kelly, he gets visibly upset with both his players, with the press. I wonder how hot his seat is right now. Like I said, they're going to start shirts for Brian Kelly. Buy out Brian are going to be shirts you're going to see, or posters at games. Buy out Brian. Buy him out of his contract. I really do. I think that this might be his last season at LSU. I do. They got some talent over there, and he's not getting them over the hump. Notre Dame, USC. That USC offense, I mean, they are phenomenal. They're well-rounded. Notre Dame was able to make them a throwing offense. Quarterback play was fantastic on USC side. Maeva, I forget his name, clearly outplayed CJ Carr tonight. CJ Carr didn't have the best game, but, he did his part to kind of mitigate the damage. That was a horrible interception. We don't got to get into that early on. And Notre Dame's defense stepped up. 3 takeaways against that USC offense is nothing to shake a stick at. Huge win. Like I said, this goes to Marcus Freeman. I think that this was a chess match that he won against Lane. And I really think that we're going to see USC with a number 10 ranking come tomorrow. I mean, not USC, sorry. I think we're going to see the Irish with a number 10 ranking come tomorrow. What lost? Tennessee just lost. Boom. That's their second loss, I believe. LSU lost. Alabama, projecting, I can't see Alabama winning out. But I think that they had a lot of things go their way. Notre Dame had a ranked win today. Vanderbilt, might keep them back a little bit. The Miami loss might hurt them, but I saw some good points about that, especially if Miami wins the ACC championship. I think the Irish get in if the Irish win out, unless Texas A&M shits the bed. But A&M's loss seems to be aging well. A&M won again today against Arkansas. Did they? Let's see here. I gotta check that. I thought they did. Texas A&M, Arkansas. Yeah. Oh yeah. Texas won. Wow. Tight one. All right. So that loss aged well. And there's still a lot more football to play, obviously. But overall, crazy. Jeremiah Love is a complete stud, and so is Jadorian Price. But I really wonder, too, as much as I'm giving Marcus Freeman his flowers right now, what are the Irish going to look like when Jeremiah Love enters the draft? That's going to be a completely different team. He opens up so much for the passing game, and of course, he's such a dynamic running back himself. But as an Irish fan, I'm just going to enjoy him while he's here, and hopefully they get us to another national championship. But either way, what a wild weekend of sports. Let's talk about Shohei Ohtani for a little bit. 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts. Everything looked effortless. Now, granted, he didn't have a great postseason up until yesterday, but he could have beaten by himself yesterday the best team in the league in Milwaukee. I thought Chicago was going to beat Milwaukee. I really did. in the divisional round. I thought Chicago was going to be the sleeper, but didn't happen. I thought that Milwaukee, I didn't think they matched up that well against the Dodgers. And you know who's really waking up? And I know this because I had them on fantasy baseball this season, and they didn't do as well as I drafted them to. It's Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, both doing very well this series. I'm rooting for the Mariners going forward. I was a little petty with Cal Raleigh because I'm a Yankee fan and Aaron Judge. However, I'm totally down with seeing the Mariners get to their first World Series. I love seeing firsts like that. I was really hoping to see a Mariners-Brewers World Series. That means we're going to have a new winner for the first time. But Mariners are in a tough one with the Blue Jays right now. They still have to win one more, which is tomorrow. Looking forward to that. But that's who I'm looking forward to going forward. Great weekend, great night of sports. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you enjoy this. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share. I got a great interview with Bill Guyvet, former assistant general manager of the Colorado Rockies. Check it out. I don't want to pop the cork yet. I got a very well-known former Yankee I'm going to be doing an interview with later this week. I can't wait to post about and ask some good questions. We're going to talk some fighting as well as baseball and how the two are fairly relatable. So thank you all and have a good night.